Hi and welcome to Unity tutorial. This very creation was developed using terrain and some assets within Unity itself. So let me just go around the design or the video and you guys see what I'm talking about. There. So the components used included terrain, cubes, and assets. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Unity development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Okay, in this Unity tutorial I'm going to start by clicking on new, and this tutorial is going to be for beginners and maybe intermediate learners. So let's start by giving this project a name. I'm going to call it building. Okay, this building is going to be within the terrain, so let's make sure we select 3D and let's click on create project. And now that we're within Unity development environment, the first thing I would like to do is maybe right click on the asset area, or if you want you can always go to the asset here and just select import package. The package that I would need is going to be character, and I will also need the environment. So let's click on the package, on the character first. Now that the character is ready, all we need to do now is to click on import now that the character is ready. So let's do that. Okay, now that the character is now imported right there, so the other thing I would like to do is just right click here. Okay, it's actually the same thing, importing a package, or if you want to import it from here, it's the same thing. So I'm now going to right click here and just import the environment. So let's see. Okay, environment has finished downloading, so all we need to do now is click on import, and there we go. Okay, the environment has also finished installing. It's right inside the standard folder here. So we have the character and we also have the environment right in there. So those assets are in. Then the next thing is, let me just save this project first. So let's come into save scene as, let's just call it level 01. Just click on save. There we go. Now the project is saved. The next thing I would like to do before I start adding all the component needed is I would like to just rearrange the whole of these components here. So let's come in here, rearrange that. And what about this asset? Let's move that. Okay, I have them the way I want. Now move this there. Okay, and the other thing is, if you don't like this the way the interface is, you can always click on here and just click on default, and that will take you back to how you want, and you can then save the layer if you want. But I prefer the way I've arranged it, so I'm going to rearrange it back there. So save the layout if you want. That's it, saved. Can give it a name, save as default. Now let's go straight into the hierarchy here. You see right underneath the hierarchy we have create. You can always drop that down and select 3D object to select the terrain, or we can always go to game object, select 3D and select terrain. It's all the same. There we go. I've clicked on that. and that is the terrain that I intend to work with. So if you click on the terrain, you get all of the components of the terrain right there. So to start with, the first thing I like to do is, you see the brush. I'm going to click on that very brush. Okay, once that brush is clicked on, let's click on edit texture and add texture there. So right in here, add terrain texture. Let's click on this very button there that says select. Look at it right there, this very one. Okay, click on that, and there, those are the images from the environment. So the one I actually need the one that will look like a desert sand. So let's look for something that looks sandy. Let's try that again. Yeah, take it down. There we go. Okay, this very one is called Sand Albedo. So once you select Sand Albedo, click on add, and there we go, that's Sand Albedo right there. Okay, as you can see, the whole terrain looks sandy. Now you can always move it out or just leave it the way you want. Now the next thing I would like to do with the terrain is, let's right click on it and just let's give it a name, call it location. So that's the name of my terrain there. Now I'm going to zoom in so that I can see it all. And the next thing I like to do is, you see all of these lines there, I can always come to where we have gizmo. Look at it, it's called gizmo. Drop it down and let's select show grill. Just get rid of that, and that's it. All of those lines are gone. You can always get your lines back if you click on it again. Okay, but for now let's leave it there for now. Now the next thing is, right underneath this hierarchy, I'm going to drop the crate down and let's go to 3D and let's select the cube. The cube is right there but we can't see it. So what we want to do now for the cube is, let's define the size of that very cube. Let's come right here. I'll make that cube approximately, so let's go for about 400. Leave that as 1 and the next one make it 200. Yeah, that's the cube. Now let's use this right here. You can always select, you see the hand, if you select Q, that's for the hand. The W, select W, and that's for the arrows. So you can always use that to realign it. Just move it in there. That's how I want it. Now the next thing we want to do is, you see this very cube here, I want to change the color of this cube. I want it to be grassy. So let's come right in here. I already have some images here. Let's see, there we go. Those are the images I intend to use. So I'm going to select them all. I think this, and just drag it all in here. There. Okay, so we can always get rid of this. So those images are there if you want to see it. Look at that, they are all there. Now, so because I want this to be a grass, so I'm going to drag this very one and just dump it on it. There we go. No, I don't like that one. Let's change it to this one. Right, that one looks a bit alright. Okay, the next thing we want to do is, you see this terrain. Let's move this. that very terrain, make sure it's selected, and let's grab the brush and select this very one there. Okay, raise or lower terrain. So I'm going to grab this very one, this brush here. See, okay, you use this to increase the size of the brush, and just click in there. Let's go around it. You can see the way the brush is looking right now. Okay, that's fine, that area. Right, and let's change the brush here. Okay, just for the back area, let's increase the size of the brush so that we can speed it up a little bit. And here I want it to cover. Alright, this is how it's looking now. Let me increase that and just add a little bit more. Okay, that's fine. Now the next thing I like to do is I'm going to need another cube. So let's come in here, select a cube. That's the cube there, although you cannot see it now. So let's change the size of that very cube to 20 by 1 and 240. That is the cube there. So I'm going to move that cube here. I actually need 2 of those, but let's right click on this one and just give it a name. Let's call that cube left road. There. Let's select it and use that arrow to move it in. There we go. Maybe we need to move this a little bit in. Right, so let's just press Ctrl D, or you can right click to create a duplicate and then move it there. Right, so the next thing I like to do is to change the colors. So we see inside the asset, right click, let's go to create, and we need a material. That's the material there, and change the color of the material to black. Right, you want it black. Just grab that and drop it in here. Change that to, or you can just do that here and repeat it for the other one. Change that to black, and this one we need to change the name as well to right. Okay, now that we have our road in place, that's meant to be the highway, so I now need another highway there, just something to divide the road. So I'm going to press Ctrl D, or just create a duplicate, and that's going to be the middle one. Rename that as mid road. There. Okay, drag the mid road there, place it right there. Let's change the size of the mid road to 5. That would be 1, and this would be 100 there. And now we need to copy the mid road itself. One will be here, and just press Ctrl D, bring the one here, and another one in the middle. That's a very tiny one in the middle. Ctrl D again, and place one dead in the middle. Okay, the one in the middle will need a different color for that. Right click, let's get a material. We want that to be white. Yeah, so the middle one here, this very one, Let's make the color white. So grab that there, and that is my middle one. Now let's drag this and move it close. Repeat the same thing for this. Okay, this is how the whole thing looks right now. But one thing we can do is let's move this or increase the size of this. Let's make it 30, right, and just copy it, drag the white one. First thing first, move this out of the way, right, and just drag it there, paste it dead center. Okay, that is more like it. That's how I want it. Alright, so I'm going to repeat the same thing for this. Let's make this 30 as well. Alright, just get rid of this one there. We can always get rid of the one in the middle and this very one. No, not that very one, this very one. And this, let's rename this as white mark. Okay, we now need to maybe copy that white mark across. Control D, drag it, yeah. Right, now let's move this one close to it. And the white mark. Copy, Control D, drag. So we have our two lanes there. Okay, so that is fine. Now the next thing we want to do is we need to add some trees here. Let's click on the terrain and just select the tree right there. Come into edit, add trees, and right here you see these various circle here. Click on it and let's look for trees. I need one. Select that, add. Let's add another one. Repeat the same thing. Let's select this and click on add. Maybe one more. 3 different types of trees. Add. There we go. So I'm going to now grab this very one. Okay, that's the size of the brush, and that's the tree there. That's the tree density there. So let's enter those trees here somewhere. So for now I'm just gonna leave that, and let's come in here as well. I know you guys won't see what's happening for now, but one thing first before we continue, let me grab the camera. Let's come into the gizmo here, disable the 3D so that you can see the camera. That's it right there, and I'm going to position that where we can see it. Alright, let's move it somewhere. I guess you can see it. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's take it up. So yeah, that's now let me run it, then you guys will be able to see what I'm working on. There we go. You see that, guys? That's the highway, and there's trees there, and in here is green. There will be buildings in there. Okay, if you right click on the game, you can always see the whole content. That's how it's looking now. Okay, right click, end it, and back in here. Now the next thing we want to do is, let's make sure this is alright. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, the next thing we want to do is let's finish adding all those trees anyway. Come right here, select another type of tree for the back. and just, that looks a little bit too bushy. Reduce the density of that tree and just maybe undo what we've just done. Yeah, okay, right there. And if you want to get rid of the tree, just hold down the shift and just, yeah, right. We have some on the road there. Okay, there. Alright, that is fine for the trees. Now, the cube, this very cube is supposed to be the base. So let's right click and rename that as ground. Now, we have the ground, create cube. We cannot see that very cube, but it's right there somewhere. So the cube I've just added, I'm going to make that about 300. There we go, that's it right there. And let's go for the height. Let's go for maybe 160. That's the size of it. I mean, select that and just drag it down here. Bring it right in. That's where I want it. Bring it in. Let's raise it up a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm going to need a floor for that. Yeah, I have some floors that I can use, that's fine. Okay, maybe let's increase the size just a little bit more. How wide is this one? That's 400, this is 300. Okay, alright. Now, let's add another one. But first thing first, let's rename this as floor. Now we need another cube, and this very cube is going to be, let's go for 100 there. 100 by maybe 100. And here, make that 10 and just drag. Let's see, bring it in. Okay, I'll take it up. I think that should be about 300. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the other side will be 100. Okay, now let's copy. Hold down the shift key, Control D. I think we have too much there. Undo. Okay, now Control D. Drag. Now let's change this one to 100. Right. And I think that should be 90. Right. Okay, that will be the edges. Control D, copy that, drag. There. Okay, now that's fine. Let's change the colors. See the background here? Select that background, and I'm going to use this very floor here that I copied from my system. Let me show it to you guys. Where's the floor? That's the floor. Drag it and just dump it there. That's one. And the walls. That's the walls. Yeah. Okay. It's good to name all this wall. Rename. So that will be known as back wall. And that will be my left wall. And my right wall. Yeah. Now for the right wall, get that here, and for the left wall repeat the same thing. For the back wall repeat exactly the same thing. You might not be able to see it well, so let's run it so that you guys can see what's happening. Check that out, guys. Right click, maximize. Can you see that? Okay, it's looking much better. Alright, let's end that. I'm back in here. Now we need to cover the front. So what I intend to do is to copy the back wall. Control D, copy. Now we all know that's too large, so let's change this to 100. We're gonna need 2 of those. Right, Control D to make another copy. So now the middle bit is the door. See that, guys? Good. So let's increase that so that you can see it a little bit more. There. So what I intend to do is rename it all. Okay, I've renamed it all now, and I want to make it a 2-story building. So what I'm going to do is select everything, select all of the walls and the floors. Okay, and just press Control D, drag it all up. There we go. You see that? And now I have my 2-story building there. That's good. Now grab this, press Control D, and drag this to be the roof of the wall right there. See that? And now let's go to our material here. You see this very material, this very one. Click on it and change the color. See, the color is changed. Okay, now we need to create, let's say, a window here. So we can always copy one of these, Control D, drag it, and let's reduce the size here. Let's make that 50. Push this down a little bit. There we go, guys. There. Right, and let's just run it so that you guys see how it all looks like. Take it out a little bit. We need to reposition the camera. Okay, as you can see, that's the back of the building. So if we click on run, you should be able to see it properly. Right click and maximize. That's how it all looks. But now let's reposition that camera so that you can see the front part of the building. Okay, this is how the front looks. You can see the bushes and the roads. So what I intend to do now is, let me add a character so that you guys can see the whole environment. So right click and just add one character here. Let's come right into the asset here, and inside the standard we should be able to see character, and the character I intend to add will be, okay, let's go to first person inside here, and let's select, first of all, let me select this rigid body and see how that would look like. Then I'm going to have a go with the first person itself. So let's run it and see. Okay, with the rigid body, that's how it's looking. Okay, the rigid body seems to be too close to it, so let's come out of that and just move the rigid body somehow. Okay, I have moved the camera here, so let's run it and see. Okay, that's the side, and let's come to full maximize, and there. Okay, let's move around the camera. Okay, that is how it all looks. Let's come in here and see the whole environment. Let's keep going. See that, guys? That's how it all looks now. Let's see, that's how the whole environment looks. But we need to see the building. Let's speed that up. Okay, let's try it again. This time around I'm going to get rid of the gravity. You see, use gravity here. Okay, I haven't checked that, so let's see how it's going to look like now. Okay, that's how it's looking. That's the building there. Okay, let's make it full screen. Right click. There we go, guys. So that's the end product of our artwork. You can always do something very similar. Okay, so with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. So you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.